Okay, it is now 9:07 a.m. on Tuesday, February 10th, 2026, and I call to order this meeting of the Maine Gambling Control Board. My name is Steve Silver. I am the board chair. As you can see, we have a unique setup today. Um, this is a virtual meeting, although there are folks physically located at 45 Commerce Drive in Augusta, Maine. Um, we are holding a virtual meeting pursuant to the board member remote participation policy adopted by the board back in July of 2021. The board expects the members of the public who attend the board meeting virtually to be able to participate and provide public comment, the same as if you're in the room. You can see on the Zoom screen. Um, so, this is mainly for board members. Mute your device until it's time to talk. If you need to say something and I can't see you, wave your hand or hit the raise your hand button. The Gambling Control Unit, on behalf of the board, posted notices of this meeting with the agenda. I know it works because that's how I got into the Zoom today. Um, it's our hope that for those interested in receiving agendas in advance of the meeting, that you are receiving them. And if you're not, please reach out to Director Champion and the unit will make sure you get added to the list. So at this time, we'll introduce the other board members and confirm that we have a quorum. So when I call your name, please identify yourself for the public. Just raise your hand since we're on Zoom, and we'll go from there. So we'll start with you, Miss Maine Boynton. Now you're muted.
I'm Darcy Maine Boynton from the town of Hamden.
All right, Chief March.
Also from the town of Hamden, Noel March. Good morning.
Miss McCusick.
Morning, Kelly McCusick, Cape Elizabeth, Maine.
All right, and I don't believe Mr. Hanslip's here. And I'm Steve Silver from South Portland. So we've got four, which is a quorum. So we can get moving. With that, start with approval of minutes from our last meeting in December. Any issues, edits, anything to discuss? Okay. So let's take a vote. Start with you, Miss Maine Boynton.
Aye.
Chief March.
Aye.
Miss McCusick.
Aye.
I am an aye as well. So we'll get those approved. And with that, we'll move on to the operations report from Deputy Director Madi.
Thank you. Good morning. This is the operations report for February 10th, 2026. In December 2025, there were 13 shipments of machines and/or associated equipment shipped to or from licensed facilities. In January of 2026, there were 9. There were 71 work orders completed in December of 2025 and 70 in January of 2026, which range from new game installations, removal, change of themes, options, and communication issues. There were 49 entries into the inspector pass down log in December of 2025 and 66 in January of 2026 to share information not only from within the facility, but also between the facilities. In December 2025, there were 2 formal complaints, and in January 2026, there were 4, with status updates reported on the complaint dashboard. 6 consent agreements are being completed by the Assistant Attorney Generals, 7 under review by the Investigative Committee, 2 under review by the Complaint Committee, 2 are being responded to by the facilities, and 2 are currently under investigation. There were no patron complaints. Self-exclusions in December and January. 17 1-year, 6 3-year, 7 5-year, and 6 lifetime, totaling 31. Lori Manson for ADAPT gave the following information regarding calls to 211 for December 2025 and January 2026. Total helpline calls were 139. Calls entered into the client database system were 81. Problem gambling intakes were 18. Calls from problem gamblers were 17. Calls from others was 1. There were 16 male and 2 female gambling calls. There were 2 veterans or military calls. And these are a breakdown by age ranges, 0 to 17, there were 4. 18 to 24, there were 2. 25 to 34, there were 7. 35 to 44, there were 3. 45 to 54, there were 1. 55 to 64, there were none. And 65 plus, there were none. Ages unknown, there was 1. And of those, 4 were casino related, 0 were lottery, 4 were sports betting, 3 were online gambling, and 8 were all others. Oxford PD reported 28 calls in December 2025 and January 2026, some of which were 1 arrest, 1 exclusion, 2 risk management issues, 8 medical, 4 suspicious activity, 7 possible intoxication, 3 potential driving under the influence, and 2 undesirable conduct. Bangor PD reported 29 calls in December 2025 and January 2026, some of which were 5 under the influence, 2 informational, 3 thefts, 6 open line 911 calls, 5 disorderly, 2 PD crashes, and 6 miscellaneous. That is the operations report for February 10th, 2026.
Thank you. Any questions for Deputy Director Motti? This may be a question for Lori Manson, and you could ask for next time, but I was wondering what it means for calls entered into client database system versus just a helpline call. So maybe you can ask Lori Manson for next meeting what the distinction is. But it's a little disheartening to see the trend, like the 0 to 17 range happening. And certainly males under 35, it continues time and time again to be the leading category. So with iGaming, I suspect we'll see a spike when that comes. All right. Thank you, Deputy Director. With that, we'll move on to the financial report. So we have Auditor Amanda Spencer.
Good morning. This is the financial report for the months of December 2025 and January 2026. December 2025. Tax revenue collected from both casinos back to the state of Maine in December 2025 was $5,246,936, which was an increase of 1.5% or $77,516 compared to the same month in 2024. Total tax revenue collected from both casinos during 2025 was $69,340,775, which was an increase of 3.9% or $2,079,847 compared to the prior year in 2024. Specifically by casino, Oxford Casino reported a total net win from slot machines of 7.6% and total win from table games of 23.86% for the month. Hollywood Casino reported a total net win from slot machines of 8.6% and a total win from table games of 17.67% for the month. In the area of advanced deposit wagering, revenue increased by 37.2% or $4,980 compared to the same month in 2024. Total tax revenue collected for the year from in-state and out-of-state races was $312,847, which was an increase of 49.3% for $103,267 compared to the prior year in 2024. January 2026. Tax revenue collected from both casinos decreased by 0.52% or by $27,963 compared to the same month in 2025. Total revenue collected so far this year amounted to $5,324,813. Specifically by casino, Oxford reported a total net win from slot machines of 7.63% and a total win from table games of 21.15%. Hollywood Casino reported a total net win from slot machines of 8.42% and a total win from table games of 17% for the month. In the area of advanced deposit wagering, revenue increased by 63.2% or $7,815 compared to the same month in 2025. Total tax revenue collected from in-state and out-of-state races so far this year amounted to $20,171. This concludes the financial report for February 10th, 2026.
Thank you. Any questions for Ms. Spencer? Go ahead, Chief March.
Bill, I don't know that it's a question necessarily for Ms. Spencer, but as I see these numbers, I see them at each of our meetings. Is there a way for us to be able to see sort of the patron traffic? I'm just curious about the two casinos with respect to numbers of patrons and maybe seasonally or monthly, and if that's even, I presume it is, measured. Is there a way to see that?
I think there is. I think we've done that before upon request. Patron analysis of patron activity. And the casinos do that regularly. Is that something we should provide in the future?
Yeah, I think I can get that information when I get the PD reports. So I'll just reach out to Mark and Matt and ask them to include it.
If that's not an undue burden on staff, it would be informative for me, maybe for the other board members, just to look at that as well as the revenue numbers side by side. And I thank you.
Will do.
Great. And good job. $2 million increase last year in an environment that's increasingly competitive for gambling dollars. So I think a testament to the two casinos and their staffs and what they're doing and offering. So good job. With that, we will turn it over to Executive Director Champion for his report.
Morning, everybody. Tomorrow, there will be 4 work sessions to discuss 2 agency bills regarding sweepstakes and licensing of fantasy operators and individuals. Separately, we have a credit card bill under sports wagering and the electronic seal ticket machines under charitable gaming. And just as a reminder that perhaps when we get to the board business today, we can discuss casino hosting meetings for April 21st, June 16th, or August 18th. And that's my report.
Milt, I think you said, so there's 4 bills, 2 are agency, 2 are from, other legislators.
Yes.
Is that right? Okay.
Yes, the 2 agency bills are sweepstakes and licensing of fantasy operators and their individuals. And then separately, we have a credit card bill under sports wagering to restrict credit card use in sports wagering activity. And then we have, we're looking at electronic seal ticket machines under charitable gaming.
Okay. Any questions for Director Champion? Okay. That was easy. We've got 2 license applications for review. The first, if you recall from December, was a gambling service vendor license renewal that we had tabled so that the applicant could fill in a missing spot on the application. So we'll bring that back up. And this is the gambling services vendor renewal for NRT to be licensed as a gambling services vendor pursuant to 8 MRSA Section 1001 et sec. This is not an adjudicatory proceeding. Instead, we'll be receiving an opinion from board staff supported by evidence obtained during investigation. We'll also provide the applicant and the public opportunities for comment if necessary. I doubt that we'll need to go into executive session, but a lot of the materials are confidential. If anyone wants the public portions of the materials, please contact Director Champion. He'll get those to you. So, is anyone here from NRT? I wouldn't think so. So before we proceed, I assume there may be some questions from one of the Assistant Attorney Generals.
Does any member of the board have any reasons such as personal bias or a conflict of interest that would prevent him or her from rendering an impartial decision in this matter? Because you guys are remote, I would just ask that you affirmatively state no.
No conflicts, Noel March.
No conflicts.
No conflicts.
No conflicts.
All right. And does any other person present at the meeting today believe that there's a reason that would prevent any board member from rendering an impartial decision in this matter? Or does any person present here today have objections to any pre-meeting proceedings? If so, please stand, state your name for the record, and state your objection and basis for the objection. Nope, no objections in the room, so please proceed.
Okay. Folks, barring Dropbox issues, should have copies, and we had them in December of the application and in the materials. Executive Champion, any additional information to share with the board?
No, sir.
Okay. Is there a recommendation to the board regarding the application?
Yes, approve.
Okay. Any questions for Director Champion? Anything we need to discuss as a board? All right. Any public comment on this application? All right. Is there a motion on the application of NRT for renewal licensure as a gambling service vendor?
I'll move to renew Noel March.
And I'll second.
Okay. Let's take a vote. Start with you, Ms. Main Boynton.
Aye.
Chief March.
Aye.
Ms. McCusick.
Aye.
I'm an aye as well. So NRT will have their gambling services vendor license renewed. And of course, we thank them for doing business in the state of Maine. Before we move on to the next one, it looks like Joe is trying to get into the meeting. Do you see him? He sent me an email. Welcome, Joe.
Thank you.
All right, we are just getting to item 6B on the agenda, which is the casino operator license renewal for HC Bangor LLC. As most folks know, it is Hollywood Casino. This is not an adjudicatory proceeding. Instead, we'll be receiving an opinion from board staff supported by evidence obtained during investigation. We'll obviously provide the applicant and the public opportunities to be heard. If anyone would like the public portions of the materials, please contact Director Champion. I'll get those to you. Well, I know folks are here from Hollywood, so we'll turn back to you in a sec, but let's go back to our Assistant Attorney General who has some questions for us.
Okay. Um, sorry. Does any member of the board have any reason such as personal bias or a conflict of interest that would prevent him or her from rendering an impartial decision in this matter?
No conflict, March.
No conflict.
No
No
conflict.
conflict, hand slip.
None here either.
All right, and does any other person present at the meeting today believe that there is a reason that would prevent any board member from rendering an impartial decision in this matter? Or does any person present have objections to any pre-meeting proceedings? If so, please stand, state your name, state your objection and the basis for the objection. Being no objections, please proceed.
Okay. Anyone from Hollywood have anything they want to say?
Silver, this is Mark Costello here. Nothing to add on my end, no.
All right. Thank you. All right. Director Champion, any additional information to share with the board?
No, sir.
Okay. Do you have a recommendation for the board?
To approve.
Any board members have questions, either for Director Champion or for Mark from Hollywood? Okay. Any public comment on this application? All right, not seeing or hearing any. Any discussion amongst the board on this? I think Hollywood's been doing a good job. Mark, since you've arrived in Maine, seen good things, so keep that up.
No, thank you. We appreciate it. It's a full team effort. The team's doing a great job. But thank you so much, Chair Silver.
All right. So is there a motion on the application of HC Bangor LLC for their casino operator license to be renewed?
I'll move to approve it.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion needed? Nope. Let's take a vote. Ms. Mayne Boyenton,
Aye.
Chief March,
Aye.
Ms. McCusick,
Aye.
Mr. Hanslip.
Aye.
I'm an aye as well. HC Bangor LLC will have their casino operator license renewed. And of course, we thank Hollywood Casino for everything they do in contributions to the state of Maine. So with that, we have some unfinished business involving jackpot threshold, rulemaking adoption. Milt, I don't know if you have anything you want to tee up on this for us.
No, I think as far as the GAT portion of this, GLI and BMM, who are our two approved independent laboratories, obviously had a huge weigh-in on this, and we came to a really good resolve. The only thing that we'll need to do is in the changes there, we've got to signify that slot machines approved for use prior to a certain date that do not have this functionality will be grandfathered in and checked by the use of the Cobratron device. However, no additional slot machines will be accepted after that date unless they comply with C, which is above, obviously, a portion, or a waiver is obtained from the board by the manufacturer. So I think this is good. As far as the threshold, obviously that was a federal change, and the two casinos agreed to that language. So I think we have everything covered for this rulemaking package, and with the approval of the basis statement, I can go ahead and forward to the Attorney General's office for legality review.
So are we approving this basis statement as we're seeing it now, or you see the board response to the comments?
Yes.
That document.
Yes, you would approve this basis statement, which is obviously a part of the rule package, the updated clean copy of the language will be forwarded along with the changes to the Attorney General's office for their review. As far as the slot machines approved for use prior to, maybe we want each casino to weigh in on what maybe they would prefer that date to be. And then, of course, the board can make that decision separately as well.
Does that have to be a separate comment period?
No, it's a part of the changes, and it's signifying that a date would have to be determined by the board. So it's not a substantive change. It's just adding the date to it. I would hope it doesn't require republishing.
So well, it's not for me to determine, I suppose.
I think that should be okay.
And so I don't know, Matt or Mark or someone on your teams have thoughts on the date that should be used.
I think we're going to need to look a little deeper into it.
Yep, the same on our end as well. Matt, you and I could maybe connect and figure out what would be best. That's good with you.
Yes, sir.
I mean, Milt, do you have a thought on? I'm not sure the universe of where we should be looking to insert the cutoff.
I mean, we could fall back on and just not necessarily include a date and just say with the adoption. I'm not sure.
The date being the date of
A
adoption.
date of adoption, yes.
Sure.
I think that would be a clean, recognizable date. The date that this is finally adopted by the Secretary of State's office would be the date that would be placed inside the rule change.
That would seem to work because, and then you'd have everything grandfathered in that you're using right now. So that seems to be the easiest path forward. Any issues from other board members on that? Okay, because it'll take, it takes some time to get this approved.
The effective date of the revised rule is the date that will be plugged in.
Correct.
It'll just provide that it's the effective date of the rule.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So instead of putting the actual date, it will say the effective date of.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That makes sense to me. Any other issues, questions from the board?
Okay.
Okay. So the motion would be to adopt the basis statement with the board's comments and including the new date, which will be the effective date of this rule. And this will then get sent on to the AAG's office for final review.
And you're also adopting the rules as well, correct?
Yes.
Not just the basis statement. So it would be a little broader than that.
Yes,
Okay.
as you stated.
Without repeating the whole motion, I'll move it as presented.
Thanks, Chief March.
And I'll second it.
All right, let's take a vote. Well, any discussion needed? Okay. Ms. Mayne Boynton,
Aye.
Chief March,
It's aye.
Ms. McCusick. Say that again.
Aye.
Mr. Hansett.
Aye.
All right, I'm an aye as well. So we can get that off. One more rule off your plate, Milt. You're becoming a rule-making aficionado.
To say the least.
All right. Couple pieces of new business. First up is Resolution 18, which is addressing payout thresholds pending adoption of what we just did, right?
Yeah, so the reason this was brought up is we had effectively the casinos starting in January had to change to the threshold of 2,000. And what they were doing was they kept the machines going, stopping after the 1,200, but they didn't actually take the additional paperwork until it was over the 2,000, the 2,000 threshold. Since then, in fact, in the last week, one of the facilities is ready to go ahead and make for lack of a better term, the mechanical change to the devices or to their slot machines. And so in lieu of the rule adoption, which could take the Attorney General's office has 120 days for legality review. And then after that, it goes to the Secretary of State's office. So in that interim, this would give them the ability to go ahead and make those changes, both mechanically and structurally or operationally, however you want to describe it, until the rules are finally adopted.
Yeah, I mean, makes sense to me. And that was a IRS change on the threshold, right?
Yes.
So essentially, we're resolving to just not issue discipline in this interim period until the final adoption of that new rule.
Correct.
Is that the gist of this?
Yes,
Okay.
correct.
All right. Any questions about this? And you'll note in the resolution, it has an expiration date there of the final adoption. So this isn't going to sit out there for years. All right. So I'll entertain a motion to approve a resolution 18.
I'll move to approve, to adopt the resolution.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion needed? Okay, let's take a vote. Ms. Main Boynton,
Aye.
Chief March,
Aye.
Ms. McCusick,
Aye.
Mr. Hanslip.
Aye.
I'm an aye as well. So that's taken care of, and Milt, you'll send it to me. I can sign it today.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Next up is our annual report, which hopefully folks had a chance to review in advance of today's meeting. I sent a few edits to Milt. I assume those were incorporated.
Yes. Yes, they were. I got responses from 2 board members, and those responses were changed, or the changes were made. Yes.
Great. Yeah, I mean, looks good to me. There's more and more to report each year, but certainly shows how busy everyone's been up in your office and with all the licensees. So looks good to me. Anyone have any other edits, suggestions, questions?
I'm satisfied as is, as presented. Thank you. Good job. It's a good piece of work.
That's a nice cover page. We should, get it framed, Milt. Put it up on the wall.
I should
We
set it
already
up.
have it. We already have them being printed. Yes.
All right. Okay. So, do you need us to pass a motion to approve this or to publish this? What do you?
Yeah. Well, yeah, we have to get it published. We print copies. They get sent to the governor's office and to the VLA committee. And before you finalize and approve it, I just want to make 2 distinctive notations here on page 9. the total revenue collected for all areas in 2025 was 77 million. And I can attest that when I started as the executive director in 2016, that year, we had just the 2 casinos with 56 million. So we've increased considerably since 2016. And then the only other thing I want to comment on, with the board's approval, and the expenses for professional services not by state, the transition from central monitoring to facility-based with LD 2070 in June of 2024, we came in our expenses $1.1 million under from our previous year. So just wanted to make those 2 notations. And as always, I appreciate all of my dedicated staff, and they do a phenomenal job, and I'd be lost without them.
Wonder if there's room for a couple iPads in those savings, but I know that's not your call.
Still working on that.
Yeah. No, it's good. I mean, it's very strong. I'll save this to the next, save my thoughts to the general climate that we're in on the next section. But yeah, good report. So with that, anyone want to move to approve and publish the annual report?
So moved, hand slip.
Thank you.
I'll second. You go ahead.
Oh, I said I'd second.
Okay. All right. Don't think there's any discussion needed. We'll take a vote. Ms. Main Boynton,
Aye.
Chief March,
Aye.
Ms. McCusick,
Aye.
Mr. Hanslip.
Aye.
I'm an aye as well. So we'll get that published. Good work, Milt, and everyone who contributed to that.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to board business. So sort of 2 items. One, Milt touched upon is, we like to get out and have meetings at the casinos each year. So, we've got, so it'll be, let's see, April, June, and August. And Matt and Mark, I don't know if either of you have preferences on those dates, but I'd like to do one at Oxford, one at Hollywood.
Yeah. I mean, Matt, unless you have preference, we could do the one in April. That's good.
Yeah, we can accommodate any of the 3.
Yeah, same with us. So whichever one is convenient, we're flexible.
Okay, and what were those dates? Do you have them handy?
April 21st, June 16th, or August 18th.
21st.
April 21st, June 16th, or August 18th.
All right. I'm just looking ahead. Any board members know of vacations or issues?
Theme's clear at this point.
Okay. So let's see. So let's do, can we do stick in Augusta for April, and then we'll do Hollywood in June and Oxford in August?
Good.
Does that work?
Hollywood, June, Oxford, and August.
June 16th, is that correct?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Well, let's pencil those in. Obviously, if something happens or we got to move it around, we'll take care of it. And even if we have to push one to October, that's fine. I just don't want to do it in the winter, given, snowstorms and all of that.
Sounds good.
Okay. And then, obviously last meeting, the board discussed and we, agreed upon a letter to send to the governor about iGaming. Obviously it didn't work. There was no veto, and that was approved. So, Matt and Mark, and you don't have to respond now, but whether it's the next meeting or subsequent meetings, when you circle back with your folks, if there are things the board can do, or you have ideas in terms of tweaks to rules or other things that can help you all stay competitive in what's going to be a pretty difficult market moving forward, let us know. I can't. There's a universe of things there, right? And you may not know yet. It may be a year down the road, but just want to extend that invitation that if there's something that we need to re-examine or tweak that can help you all, remain competitive, bring it to the board's attention, and we'll discuss that.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Any other board members have anything? Okay. Any public comment? All right. So as is scheduled right now, our next meeting will be Tuesday, April 21st in Augusta. Illnesses, weather willing, will be up there. So with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved, hand slip.
Second.
Okay, let's take a vote. Miss Main Boynton,
Aye.
Chief March,
Aye.
Mr. Hanslip,
Aye.
Miss McCusick.
Aye.
I'm an aye as well. And so it is 9:49 a.m. We are adjourned.
Have a nice day, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.